What is going on, guys? Welcome back to an R Wrestling video on the main channel. Today, I'm going to be giving you my 2025 Elimination Chamber predictions. At the making of this video, which is currently on Wednesday, February 26th, there has been 4 of them being matches and 1 of them being a segment. Before we get right into the video, though, just want to hit you guys with some quick plugs. If you guys can check out me and my friends' podcast, What's Your Take? We haven't done it in the last 2 weeks because of COVID, but we dropped episode 4 last night. It is every Tuesday, every Thursday. I want to say around nighttime, so maybe 8-9 p.m. around that time frame we'll be having it out. I'll also have it posted down below in the link. You can check out our social media for that too. What's It Take? It's on Instagram as well and TikTok. Check out my social media links down below, which is Instagram and TikTok. I'll have those in the description as well as in the bio. There, I just post wrestling reactions, different wrestling reels, stuff I can't really post on YouTube because copyright reasons. So instead, I'll just post it on there. So if you want to see more of that, be sure to check that out. And now with all the plugs out of the way, let's dive into my 2025 Elimination Chamber predictions. The first match I'm going to be talking about is Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus taking on a team of Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. I'm going to keep this one very short, sweet, and simple. The team of Tiffany and Trish is going to win. It's in Canada. The baby faces are likely going to get over here, although I don't really know if Tiffany is a baby face exactly. I guess she's still kind of a tweener in the middle. But on this feud right now with Charlotte that she's going to be having at WrestleMania 41, she's kind of teetering on the baby face path. But Tiffany and Trish are going to win. Should be a fun match, shouldn't be anything too crazy. Just a nice little hometown pop for Trish and Canada, to have that moment with them. Maybe Charlotte comes out, faces off with Tiffany, which can just add, to show that this is now go time for Tiffany and Charlotte to have their feud. No more distractions and just focus on that. But the team of Tiffany and Trish are going to win. Next match I'm going to be talking about is the unsanctioned match, that being Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, 2 Canadian wrestlers, 2 Canadian-born wrestlers, having their WrestleMania, as I guess you can say, that being them wrestling in the Sky Dome in the Rogers Centre of Toronto, Canada. My hot take is I think this should low-key be the main event. It's not going to be the main event because the men's chamber is so stacked. There's so many storylines going along with it. And of course, the winner facing Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, it makes sense why it would not be the main event. But this is such a good blood feud. Overall, these two have been best friends. They've been enemies. They've been friends. They've been enemies. And they've been so interlinked between each other within their entire WWE career and just the wrestling careers in general. I was going back and forth about who I think is going to win, but I'm going to pick Kevin Owens just because of him losing every single match against Cody Rhodes in that amazing feud. He didn't get any wins, so it would be cool to see Kevin Owens getting a win. Maybe he wins by, referee stoppage, or maybe he wins by knockout, or maybe he wins by pinfall. Maybe he just does a lot of package pile drivers. I'm going to take Kevin Owens winning because, to tie along with my next prediction, I think Randy Orton will make his return to WWE. I think what could possibly happen is he maybe brings back the punt kick. I think this would be a nice element of storyline, seeing how Kevin Owens used a banned move, the package pile driver, on Randy Orton, which took him out of action for a number of months. Having Randy Orton come back, bring another banned move, that into punt kick, will just show how personal this rivalry is, with both of them really trying to end their careers, where this could lead to a match at WrestleMania 41, another unsanctioned match, which I don't think Kevin Owens is going to win against Randy Orton, so having him win against Sami Zayn would be a lot better. And now for the segment of the night, I guess you could say, it is The Rock. The final boss will make his return to Elimination Chamber in Toronto. I want to say for the first time since he brought back the Hollywood Rock gimmick, I think all the way back in 2003. So him and Cody Rhodes are going to have a segment where Cody Rhodes will sell his soul, or so we think he's going to sell his soul. Do I think he's going to sell his soul at Elimination Chamber, be the people's champion, be a corporate champion? No. But I don't think it will happen at the Chamber. If anything, it could possibly happen at WrestleMania. Now, I've seen a lot of people talk about this, and I've even posted something about this on Instagram, where I could see a similar situation like WrestleMania X7, when Stone Cold Steve Austin teamed up with Mr. McMahon to take down The Rock and become WWE champion. I could see a situation in which that happens. I just don't think it's going to happen at the Chamber. But this past Monday on Raw, where Cody Rhodes was talking about The Rock's offer, talking about how, he was dealing with hard times and Dusty was having hard times, and he was saying, everything I could ever want would be just right there. Maybe I'll do it. And then Seth Rollins comes out. He tells him, like, why would you want to sell your soul? I've already sold my soul. I've already seen what it's done to me and how much I've regretted it. So maybe having Seth Rollins being with Cody Rhodes on Raw adds the feeling that maybe Cody will sell his soul. I just don't think that's going to happen just yet. What's likely going to happen is Cody tells The Rock no. Maybe The Rock hits a rock bottom, and that's pretty much it. Maybe, too, the winner of the men's chamber could become Rock's champion, which I don't really think that will happen because of the prediction I have, but there's a scenario in which that could happen. But in short summary, I don't think Cody Rhodes will accept The Rock's offer, maybe until WrestleMania, or maybe somebody else will take him on the offer. Now, for the first of two chamber matches, that being the women's chamber match, having Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Bayley, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, and Naomi. Bianca Belair and Naomi, the women's tag team champions, lost their championships this past Monday on Raw to Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, which adds another interesting element of the storyline, seeing how the two are going to correspond as a team, given that they're they're still a team, but they're not a solo path. And are they still going to be friends during the solo path, chasing Rhea Ripley and trying to become the women's world champion? We're going to have to wait and see what happens. Now, I've been going back and forth about the winner, but I'm going to tell you some other predictions I have. So I think number one and number two, don't know the exact order of the two, but I do think it's going to be Roxanne Perez and Bayley. This is likely going to be a program at WrestleMania 41 for Alexa Bliss. I don't think Alexa Bliss is going to win. The only reason is because I don't really think she has the history with Rhea Ripley. Maybe they could just make a story like that and it could work. Alexa Bliss is one of the biggest names in the WWE roster. I mean, you saw the pop that she received at the Royal Rumble. People were going nuts for her, and they're very happy to see her back. So maybe WWE decides to give Alexa Bliss a green light for her to face Rhea Ripley. Again, I don't think that's going to happen. Naomi could win, but I don't think she's going to win just because with the Jade Cargill cloud looming along, with me thinking that I think that Naomi is the one that attacked Jade Cargill. So with Jade Cargill still in the clouds and maybe still waiting to really show herself and tell who the attacker is, leads me to believe that Naomi is not going to win, leaving me two possible winners, that being Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair. Now, I want Bianca Belair to win because Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley, one, is money. It would be one of the biggest matches in the women's roster easily. And two, it's my dream match because these are two of the best women's wrestlers on the roster, not named Io Sky. They're two very big names. They were even on the cover of a video game, that being 2K24. Having the two face off against each other would probably be like the biggest match that WWE could have for its women's division. But again, with Jade Cargill being in the clouds looming, maybe they don't go that route, which leads me to believe another person who could win, that being Liv Morgan. And before you're grown, I know, listen, I don't really want Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan, but you can't deny they have chemistry, they had a story, and not to mention Liv Morgan and Io Sky also had a story, which they've had a lot of chemistry together as well. Rhea Ripley will be facing Io Sky this Monday on Raw for the Women's World Championship, so having Liv Morgan face them, given that she has history with both of them, maybe at least for triple threat down the road. I'm going to pick Liv Morgan to win. I'm not as confident because, again, I could see Bianca winning, and maybe WWE just goes the insane route, having Roxanne Perez be one of the first rookies to have a Cinderella story and face Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Again, don't think that's very likely, but who knows? WWE is not afraid of pulling the trigger on somebody if they really feel like they're worthy enough to be in that spot. So maybe that could happen, but I'm gonna stick with Liv Morgan. Hopefully it's a triple threat match. I really don't want Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan. I mean, the match has been done to death. They were feuding for over 8 months. We need something fresh, and having Io Sky, if she's involved in a triple threat match, would be a nice layer to it. But I'm going to pick Liv Morgan, and we'll see if I'm right. And now for what I presume to be the main event of the whole show, that being the Elimination Chamber for the men's side, having big names such as CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, Logan Paul, and of course, John Cena. Now, I could see a situation where 1 and 2 could be Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest, just because they're likely not going to have a WrestleMania program, or maybe they do, I don't know. I've heard that WWE Creative is thinking about changing Drew's plans because there's been a lot of backlash online about how people believe that Drew deserves a bit more, which I totally get because Drew had such a had such an incredible 2024 campaign. So I understand fans wanting him to have a bigger storyline at WrestleMania. So maybe they just have the two face off in the chamber. Now, Damian Priest, for me, I think he's going to be the first one eliminated. Nothing against Damian Priest. I think he's done a great job. He's definitely proven to be a real main eventer. I mean, he also hasn't lost in SmackDown. I haven't seen him take any pins at all since joining the Blue brand. But I just don't think Cody and Damian Priest is the match for WrestleMania 41. In fact, if it is, I think the internet would probably boil over if Damian Priest did win. They could have a story and they could have a match later down the road. I just don't think it's going to be at WrestleMania 41. Next person I think that will not win is going to be Logan Paul. Because if, again, like Damian Priest, but in a different scenario, if Logan Paul did win, I think the whole WWE, the whole IWC would melt down and they would be really upset, given that most of them don't like Logan Paul. I also just don't think Logan Paul's going to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. He's been teased programs with CM Punk. There's been rumors he's going to face John Cena. Maybe he faces somebody else. Maybe he's in the Intercontinental title picture where he was shown to have a little bit of a confrontation with AJ Styles on Raw, and I think Braun Breaker was there as well. Maybe that's the path they go on, but I just don't think Logan is going to win. Yes, he did face Cody Rhodes before at King Queen in the Ring, but I just don't think it's going to happen again. What I could see is Logan Paul being possibly one of the final two, just so he can get people to be like, oh man, like please don't give me Logan to win. So it'll have likely a guy like maybe like a John Cena where he's facing off against Logan Paul, where the crowd is so heavily want John Cena to win that it just adds that, that good guy, bad guy element. But for Logan Paul winning, just don't think it's going to happen. I could see Drew McIntyre winning because, again, he's just had such an incredible 2024. But seeing him lose a lot of matches and by roll-up, maybe that's not the path they want to go on. But if they want to change the storyline and have Drew McIntyre face Cody Rhodes, could definitely see a situation in which that happens, given the two have now had a few confrontations on SmackDown. They've been talking to each other back and forth about how Drew wants to face Cody Rhodes. I do think Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre will be having a feud. I just don't think it's going to happen at WrestleMania 41. Next person I think is going to be Seth Rollins, who likely won't win. But for me, Rollins has a win-win situation. That being, if Rollins does win, he's going to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41. That's great. They have a story. I mean, a lot of people want to see that match because they haven't fought each other in like over a year. And last year they were teaming up together in the WrestleMania 40 main event, taking on The Rock and Roman Reigns. So there's definitely a story there. But if Seth Rollins doesn't face Cody Rhodes, then you have him facing Roman Reigns, which is also another match that people want to see. Seth Rollins took Roman Reigns out of action at the Royal Rumble with a double curb stomp, so it's likely that Roman Reigns will come back, get a receipt, likely hit him with a spear, maybe similar to how Shawn Michaels attacked The Undertaker at Elimination Chamber 2010, setting up their career versus streak match. Maybe this is another way of setting up Roman versus Seth. I've always said this is a feud. This is a story between two wrestlers that have such a great story to tell, a story of betrayal, a story of ego. It really works together and really blends together. Next person is, I think CM Punk could win the Chamber. The way I see him winning the Chamber is if he could be maybe involved with The Rock is the only way I could see it. I could also see a situation in which CM Punk is involved with Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, making it a triple threat match. There's so many different possibilities. Maybe he eliminates Logan Paul. Maybe Logan Paul eliminates CM Punk. I would be really cool to see CM Punk win a Chamber. I just don't think it's going to happen, which leaves me with one man and one man only, that being John Cena. John Cena is my pick to win the Chamber. He has been my pick to win the Chamber. Even back at the Royal Rumble, I was telling people I don't think John Cena is going to win the Rumble, which I picked CM Punk, which also didn't end up happening because Jey Uso won the Rumble. But I was very certain that John Cena would win the Elimination Chamber because he was heavily advertised in Canada. And it really just makes a lot of sense, him working for it, him getting in the Chamber, probably eliminating most of the field, and then facing Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Yeah, I understand they don't really have the best story, given that they weren't really, Cody was a mid-carder, John Cena, of course, was a main event talent, so they really never crossed paths. But with Cody Rhodes being known as, I guess you could say, the new John Cena, it makes a lot of sense to have John Cena and Cody Rhodes face each other. Not to mention John Cena is a big name, not just in the world of professional wrestling, but just in the world in general. So many people know who John Cena is. So from a financial standpoint, this would be a great main event to have. Plus, so many people want to see John Cena win number 17. People are dying to see John Cena break Ric Flair's record, and what better way to do that than to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41, likely in the Night 2 main event. John Cena is my pick to win the Chamber. If it doesn't happen, then maybe they go in a different direction and have John Cena, try to fight for the championship. every single PLE. But for me, like WWE, it's right there. It's in your hands. John Cena, Cody Rhodes, two of the biggest names in the company. Just have them have a match. And I guarantee you that is without a doubt the biggest draw at WrestleMania 41. So if it's there, just pull the trigger on it. And there you have it, guys. Those are my 2025 Elimination Chamber predictions. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more wrestling content like this. Comment down below your Elimination Chamber 2025 predictions. Let me know that and more down below. I always love to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you guys all for the support too, no matter how little or big it is. I truly appreciate every single one of you. With that all said, enjoy wrestling, take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.